Assalamu alaikum, welcome back to my channel. This video is basically going to be a huge collective haul. Everything in this haul is beauty items. Some things I've had for like a good couple of months now. Like some things are repurchases of stuff that I love. Some things I picked up literally like 2 days ago and I wanted to share them. I won't actually be doing any more makeup shopping until the sort of seasonal offers begin in like end of November, December time. So look out for my next haul then. This is going to be my last haul for a while, so yeah, I'm going to basically jump straight in with the ABH Subculture palette. Again, this is nothing new on the YouTubes. This is a very well-known palette and it was highly anticipated by many people because of its sister, the Modern Renaissance. Now that palette I love, so many people love, it was in so many people's 2016 beauty favourites. So I think when everyone heard that Anastasia was coming out with a new one, a Subculture, and they saw the shades, a lot of us were really excited. And then pretty much within like 1 week there was so many negative reviews of this palette. I had a decent amount of time now to test it out and sort of form my own opinions. So honestly, I think that the quality of this palette does not match the Modern Renaissance, and the main reason why I say that is because the shades in this palette are not consistently the same in formula. Some of them are amazingly pigmented and others like Cube and Electric I just do not get enough pigment off at all. And the other issue that I have with this palette is that a lot of the shades like look a certain way when you swatch them or when you first apply them on the lid, but then they tend to oxidize, which is just a bit of a shame because obviously if you're going to pick a shade to put on your eyelid, you want it to stay that shade. You don't expect it to change and become darker or murkier. But also I think you have to remember that the range of shades here often clash in the colour wheel, so you are going to be ending up with brown shades if you're mixing them because that's how the colour wheel works. So some people I think were almost overly bashing this. I think this is a good palette for picking up your key shades and then just using that with another palette. Like today I've used Roxy and New Wave and Adorn. I've used those 3 shades and a little bit of Dawn in my crease, and then I've also used another blending shade in my crease to sort of make it all mesh well together. I love the colour of New Wave when it first went on my eyes. It just looks so vibrant, but then it did dry down to a darker orange, which, you know, is not the best thing ever, but what can you do? Overall I would give this a 6 out of 10. I don't think I would repurchase this. Honestly, I love her single shades. I have so many of her single shadows and I love them, and the consistency and formula of those are amazing throughout. There's no duds at all that I've tried. And then this palette just has too many little things that are wrong with it. So do I recommend this? Only if you really see yourself using the shades individually and you don't mind the fact that you have to pack it on and not blend too much. But honestly, I think if you're a newbie to makeup, just stay away from it. You can take your £41 or whatever it was and pick up a palette that's a little bit easier to use. So yes, I'm still going to use it, but that's my thoughts on that. The second Anastasia Beverly Hills item that I want to talk about is the lipstick I'm wearing right now. This is the shade Ashton. Now, I don't know what's going on with my camera today. I've been playing around with the settings and I'm hoping that the lighting is coming out well. The liquid lipstick that I'm wearing today is Ashton by ABH. It's actually the only liquid lipstick that I've ever repurchased because somehow I managed to lose my first one, which I was so sad about. Ashton is basically one of my most favourite colours ever. It's just a perfect brown mixed with orange, which sounds really awful the way I said that and the way I described it, but it looks so good on olive skin tones, and for me it's one of those shades I can just pop on and just forget about it. It's such a comfortable formula. It's really matte, but it doesn't tend to dry my lips out. I've definitely tried other formulas from other brands that are much more drying than this, and I love it. It's just such a fail-proof shade, so Ashton gets a huge thumbs up from me, and I will probably repurchase this again and again and again. Okay, I'm going to move on to TK Maxx because, again, I went in there and they had completely changed everything. They had brought brand new product in and I went a little bit crazy, I'm afraid. So some of these, actually the first thing that I'm going to show you I've been using for a while, and then the rest of it I literally picked up last week, but I will be talking to you about some of those in more detail because a lot of those are repurchases. I have to thank Tamana Beauty, who's an amazing makeup artist and blogger. I love her so much, and she actually posted this Makeup Forever duo on her page on Instagram, and she said that you can order it online. So I went online and I ordered two, one for me, one for my friend, because it was such a good price. I'm going to try and put a picture here because unfortunately I don't have it yet. It hasn't been... I went into stores to pick that up and I ended up picking up loads more things. A few weeks ago I picked up the Eco Tools Duo sponge. I have heard a couple of really good things about this on YouTube before, but it's kind of hard for us to get Eco Tools here. I know Boots stock them, but they don't have like the whole range. And the reason why I picked these up especially was because on the packaging it was claiming to be... Now let me see if I can find the packaging. Okay, I found it online. So this is on the Superdrug website, but on the packaging itself for this Eco Tools Duo, it says it has 50% better application than the leading prestige sponge. First of all, I really, really like the bigger one. The smaller one, when you wet it, it doesn't actually become as soft as this for some reason. That's what I found, and it's okay. It's good for baking. Again, it's got that same edge that the Fenty Beauty sponge has, but I found that I haven't really reached for this much at all. This sponge is lovely. It's definitely almost as soft as the Beauty Blender. Not quite as bouncy, but it definitely has a really good application. So I don't agree with the fact that it's 50% better application, but I do see that it's a competitor because it does work really well. It blends the foundation in perfectly well, and it also doesn't soak up that much product. So I would say that if you're looking for a new sponge, and you're confused between Eco Tools and Real Techniques and Beauty Blender and all the rest of them out there, I would say give this one a go because I think this was about £8 for the two of them, and that's still like half price compared to the Beauty Blender. So I definitely think that this is worth a shot. I then recently picked up this set here. It's the Eco Tools Enhancing Eye Set, and it was £6 reduced to £4, and the reason why I purchased this is because I actually used to have their older duo. I love it. I've reviewed it on my blog and I literally use it so much, especially for travelling. When I was on holiday, I literally just took those two brushes because it counts as four, and they worked really, really well, and the quality is great, especially for the fact that these were like £2 each basically, so £1 per brush head. That's a really good bargain. So the three main brands that I saw that they have loads of products of, and they're like brand new and sealed, are Illamasqua, Topshop Beauty and Makeup Forever. Those three brands, they can be quite pricey. I mean, Topshop is like a high street brand, but even still, like, most of their products are like between £7 to £15, so they're not the cheapest. And Illamasqua are up there in price, but the quality is really good, and I feel like they don't get as much recognition as they deserve. I actually have a lot of Illamasqua blushes already, and I've had them for quite a while, but they look fine to me and they perform really well, so I'm not going to chuck them out because I've had them for like over 2 years. I think you have to use your own kind of common sense with products like that and sort of see, like, is it still working right? Does it smell okay? Does it look okay? And kind of go by judgment. I picked up two Illamasqua blushes. These were originally £23 and I got them for £6 each, which is such a great bargain. In this pan here you get 4 grams, and both of these blushes, by the way, are cream formula. This is the colour Rude, and I have 2 of their cream formulas already. I love the Illamasqua cream blushes. I feel like if you haven't really tried cream products before, you need to go out to TK Maxx and get your hands on one of these. It's just a really, really lovely formula. It's not sticky, it's not hard to work with. I tend to just tap my finger in and put it on my skin and then blend it out with a brush or blend it out with my sponge that I already use for my foundation, and it just looks gorgeous. It looks so natural on the skin. I've actually put a little bit of Rude on today, onto my cheeks. I don't know how well the camera is picking it up, but I loved it. I love the application on top of foundation. And I also purchased the shade Lade. Now, Lade is definitely a colour that probably would look better on someone with a deeper, richer skin tone. Again, it's coming out very bright on my viewfinder, but let me just swatch this. Oh, I would describe that as a magenta pink. It's pretty pink, it's pretty out there. Not sure if I will be able to get away with wearing that. I'll see how it goes. It'd probably look really nice as a lip stain as well. But if it doesn't look good on me, I'll try and pass it on to a family member because there's no point in it gathering dust in my drawers. But for £6, that was just such a bargain. And like I said, their cream formulas are superb. Okay, moving on to Makeup Forever. This is their Artist Plexi Gloss in the shade 100p. Makeup Forever don't tend to have like fancy names or anything, they just seem to have letters and numbers. But yeah, this is their lip gloss, and so this is the colour of the gloss. The brush is really interesting. It's got like this sort of dip in the wand, and it's got a very flat wand, and the gloss itself is an extremely nude shade. The most comfortable formula I have ever experienced in a lip gloss. It's gorgeous. Obviously this shade is not really something that I would reach for on a regular basis, but then because it is so nude, you can literally put it on top of any liquid lipstick that's more on the nude side and it will just complement it beautifully. And this was originally £17 and I got it for £5. I also purchased the Makeup Forever Smoky Extravagant Mascara. I feel like this was a really popular mascara back in the day. I'm not going to open this because I already have 2 or 3 mascaras on the go and I don't like to have too many open at one time. This wasn't such a big bargain because it's one of their smaller sizes. It says recommended retail price was £9 and I got it for a £5. But then again, like a £5 for a mascara from Makeup Forever is just such a good deal, you know, like you can't really even go to Boots or Superdrug and get a really good mascara for £5. I completely forgot about this purchase actually, but I got the Bare Minerals Marvellous Moxie lip liner in the shade Liberated. Now these are £13 each and I got it for a £5 again. I wouldn't really pay £13 for a lip liner. The only lip liner that I would pay full price for are the Makeup Forever Aqua Lips. They are the best lip liners. They're like my favourite lip liners from the sort of department stores. £5 for a lip gloss that was originally supposed to be £13 is a bargain in my eyes. I don't know how I feel about the shade yet. I'm going to obviously swatch it and show you guys what it looks like. And moving on to Topshop Beauty. Now, I really feel like this brand has not had enough recognition at all in the blogging world or especially on YouTube. I don't think many people talk about it or try out their products. And I was a bit surprised to see how many products from Topshop Beauty there were available in my local TK Maxx, which kind of worried me a little bit because I don't know if that means that they're being discontinued or they're being replaced by something else, and that's kind of why I went a little bit crazy and restocked as much as I could. But I'll start with something that I already adore and I've reviewed. I'll link the review below. This is the Topshop Glow Pot. Again, another cream product, and I have said like I don't really love cream products, but this is such an exception for me. This is in the shade Gleam and it's like a gorgeous sort of rose gold bronzy highlight. It looks amazing on the cheekbones. It blends in beautifully using fingers or with a damp sponge and it just looks amazing. It looks like a tiny pot and you almost think, well, that's not going to be worth the money, but it lasts a really long time. I've used this loads and loads and loads, especially on the days where I don't want it to look like I'm really obviously wearing highlighter. I've used this so often on like the no makeup days and I love it. The second thing that I repurchased as a backup basically is the Topshop bronzer in Mohawk. Now again, I've literally never heard anybody speak about this bronzer ever, but it's my perfect bronzer. Like it's the most perfect bronzing shade I have found out there for me. It just works really well for my skin tone. It's a matte formula and I feel like just with one swipe I have enough, but I can also build it up. It never looks blotchy, it blends really really beautifully, and I've almost hit pan on this one, almost. The main reason why I purchased it was basically out of panic that they're going to discontinue this and it won't be available anymore, because this is a bronzer that really works well for me. It's one that obviously I would repurchase because I have, and now I'm stocked up for a very, very, very long time. I also picked up one of their highlighters that is not a cream. You might have seen this one actually. This is in the shade Sunbeam. And I already have one of their highlighters like this, which I will show you now. So I already own the Topshop highlighter in the shade Horizon, which looks like this. And to the eye, it just looks way too dark. It looks like it'd be ridiculous on my skin tone. But it's very similar to Gleam. It has a gorgeous sort of rose goldy, bronzy undertone, and it just looks beautiful. I think what I love most about Horizon is the fact that it's a baked formula, which means that it just applies beautifully. There's no glitter, no chunks, no obvious highlighting evidence on your face. It just looks so stunning. So when I saw that they were selling the Sunbeam version, I thought I'd just pick it up and see how I felt about it. I was never really compelled to buy it in store because, again, these are £10 each, full price, and I just thought it just looks far too yellow for me to spend £10 on. I ended up picking this up for £6. I'm actually wearing this highlighter today on my face. I've put it on my face and then I went over with my foundation sponge because it looked a little bit too much, and I've also got it on my inner corners without any blending out. It's a very yellow gold highlight. The first thing that it reminded me of was actually Trophy Wife by Fenty. There you go, that's one swipe there on my hand, because it's such a strong pigmented yellow shade. The only thing that makes it very different to Trophy Wife is the fact that Trophy Wife has more of a green reflex in it, whereas this is pretty much straight up golden yellow. So I do really like this. It won't be a highlight that I just go for on a day-to-day basis. It's one where it's more of an evening highlight, and I can definitely make it work by blending over it. But yeah, it's very, very intense, and if you have like more of a medium skin tone, and if you're a bit more warmer than me actually, I think this would look absolutely gorgeous on you. And it's definitely worth the £6 price tag because you get so much product in here. You get 6.5 grams of product, and it lasts a really, really long time, and the formula is stunning. Absolutely stunning. So definitely go to your local TK Maxx and see what they have, because if they are discontinuing all these Topshop makeup items, it'll be a real shame, but at least I'm stocked up for good now. Well, not for good, but for a long time now. The final thing that I purchased from the Topshop range was the False Lash Intense Mascara. I probably could have done without this, but I've never tried the mascaras out before, and it was half price. It was originally £10 down to £5. I've had mixed reviews on their mascaras, and I have mixed reviews on their eyeliners. Oh no, sorry, that wasn't the final thing, actually. I also have one of their eyeliners. So I've tried two of their liquid eyeliners. I've tried the Magic Ink one, and I'll leave the review below. I love that one, the pen style one. It was so pigmented. I've also tried the pot one, and I didn't really like that. I wouldn't recommend that one. And then I purchased their waterproof like pencil liner, basically. And I've just used it today to line my tight line. I liked it. It did the job. It was creamy enough to just go on straight away, and it was also £2. Yeah, it's a very, very soft pencil. It literally just had to touch it against the skin and it appears. So that's really nice. You don't have to tug at the delicate eye area. And this was £2 down from £5. So I thought for £2, you know, you can't really go wrong with that. And that is all the items that I splurged on in TK Maxx. It was a bit of a crazy moment, to be honest, because I went in to collect my order, the order wasn't there, and then I ended up coming out with a lot more makeup than I had anticipated. So I won't be going to TK Maxx for a very long time after this, because it's just so tempting when you go in the store and see it right in front of you for a discounted price. I don't know, maybe it's the Asian in me. I don't know. Apologies if anything looks different. Basically, I spoke so much that I ran out of space on my card, so I'm going to try and speed the rest of this all up a little bit. Moving on to the drugstore things now, I basically went into Walco, and that's the only place in the UK where you can purchase the brand Essence from, which is such a great brand that, again, is so underrated. This is, again, before I went to TK Maxx and went a bit mascara crazy. I also picked up the Essence Lash Princess Volume Mascara. This is something that if you are a long-time blog reader of mine, you will know. I honestly think Essence do the best mascaras on the market. I have tried high-end mascaras and I've tried drugstore mascaras. Essence's mascaras tend to always win, always. Their formula is really great and the price is insane. These are like between £2 to £4 per bottle. You just can't go wrong. Like, the formula lasts. It's really, really great. Today I'm wearing the Rock and Dole mascara, and my lashes, like, there's not much to them. They're pretty thin, they're not very long, and this mascara by itself has done a fantastic job. And then I've tried high-end mascaras that are like £20 plus, and they just don't even hold a candle to the quality of the Essence mascara. So honestly, you need to try this brand out. If you can't get a hold of it, if you don't have a Wilko near you, they have an online website. I will leave the links to the reviews below this video because I've reviewed a couple of them and I love them. So yeah. Whilst I was in Wilko, I also picked up 2 more of the collection Glam Crystal Dazzling Gel Liners. I have the gold version of this and I really like it. I like to use it alone, but I also really like to use it as a base for any loose glitter that I use, for example from Certify, who's a brand that I absolutely adore. Yeah, these are really great by themselves, but also to use as literally glitter glue underneath, and they last a really, really long time as well. And finally, last but not least, I had to take advantage of the 3 for 2 on Soap & Glory. Boots always have 3 for 2s, and I find Soap & Glory to be a more expensive brand in a drugstore. It's not something that you kind of just go out on a whim and think, oh, I'll try this thing out. I mean, I personally don't do that anyway. But the things that I have tried, generally I've really, really liked. So this time I actually went and repurchased my all-time favourite corrector. I feel like this haul is almost like the haul of things that people just don't talk about enough, or haven't discovered even maybe. But this is their Kick-Ass Concealer in the shade medium. The darker side, the corrector side, is incredible. Like, I don't know what the chances of someone from Soap & Glory watching this are, but if there is someone out there from Soap & Glory, please, please, please make the medium shade a separate product, please, because I would literally buy them all. I've been using this for a couple of months. Like, this is obviously a brand new one, but my other one, I've used every single tiny scrap of the corrector shade. That's how much I love it. It just manages to get rid of all darkness effortlessly, and honestly, like, nothing else works as well. I've tried Benefit Erase Paste, I've tried the Tarte corrector, the CC Under Eye corrector. Nothing is as good as this. The only downside for me is that this is actually 3 products in one. You get a corrector, a concealer and a little powder, and unfortunately I don't use the concealer and the powder with it because I don't know, I just don't tend to use it. I literally just only reach for this when I am wanting to correct. So if they could come out with this by itself, I would literally snap it up. If you're looking for a really good corrector and you have quite bad dark circles, and they're not really blue, they're just more dark, you definitely need to try this out. It's really, really great. And because it was 3 for 2 and I knew that I'd got through a whole one, I actually ended up picking 2 of those up. So that wasn't very cheap. That was, you know, these 2 together are £20. Not cheap, especially when I'm only using the corrector side of things. But then for free I got my hands on the matching powder. This powder I've seen on YouTube, and I've seen people rave about it on Instagram and on blogs as well. This is the Kick-Ass powder. The reason why people love it is because it is yellow in tone. So I've heard loads and loads of good things about this. I've literally only just opened this now. I've taken the seal off now. Ooh, so it's very light yellow. You can't really see that, which is nice. And especially if you have like a medium skin tone like I do, I'm sure that this will come in really handy. I'm going to try it under my eyes, and yeah, I'm looking forward to using this. I also have the One Heck of a Blot powder from before, and I've been using this on and off. I won't be repurchasing it because it is a powder that's more suited for oily skin tones. I have combination skin and I don't really carry powder around with me unless it's a Charlotte Tilbury one. So yeah, I won't be repurchasing the One Heck of a Blot. If you have really oily skin, try that one out. Moving on to the final part of my haul, these are the things that I've very, very kindly been gifted from different brands. I'm going to start off with a little Instagram brand which is called Light Up. I say little because they really don't have enough followers compared to the quality of their products, and I really hope that they end up growing and becoming successful. The lovely owner from Light Up Skincare, she sent me over the autumn gift set, and everything about it impressed me, honestly. The packaging, the presentation, so it came in this little bag here. You basically get 6 items in here, and everything is 100% handmade, 100% natural. She has a really, really cute little booklet that I will show you in a close-up, and basically on there every single item is listed, and it has the ingredients and it has when it was made as well. On here, and I'll say it again, I have so much respect for Instagram companies and ladies who are literally like going out there and creating their own products and selling them. I think it's amazing, and I will continue to support them all the way, especially when you can tell that so much hard work and effort has been put into the brand. So that's Light Up Skincare. I'll leave their links and everything below. Definitely go check them out, and I will be doing a proper blog post review in October half term. So in about a month's time, when I've had a really good chance to try out the products, I will be letting you all know how I feel about them. And last but not least, the final thing that I have to share with Cocoa lashes. I was really kindly sent some lashes from We Love False Eyelashes. This website is fantastic for anyone who loves false eyelashes like I do. They have a lot of American brands on there which are really hard to get a hold of. I've actually ordered from Cocoa Lashes from the UK directly from their website, and I was hit with such a great big customs charge. Although I love the lashes, it really did sting a lot to have to pay those customs to get the lashes. So now I know that we have this fantastic website which actually stocks so many of their products. I am over the moon. And they don't just have Cocoa Lashes, they have lots of different ones. They have House of Lashes, they have different mink styles. They have basically all the false eyelashes that you've seen on Instagram and beyond. They have it under their site, and it's really, really reasonable prices and no custom charges. So I'm a huge fan of their site, and they kindly allowed me to pick 2 styles. So I picked up Queen Bee, which is a favourite of Katie Lux's, and I also purchased Goddess as well, which is supposed to be a dupe for I think Iconics by House of Lashes. And we are done. That felt like it took hours and hours and hours. But I hope that you discovered some new products here that you might want to pick up. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please make sure that you subscribe. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye!